Hello my friends, this is Karina from KarinaWisdom.com and we are on day 14. Actually, by this point I've kind of like given up on the Spanish version of this, so yeah, you're kind of like stuck with the English. So it's day 14. Can you believe it? I know time is just ticking by so fast. I had a meeting with my accountability partner today and she was saying the same thing because it has literally been 14 days since I last sat down, spoke to her and laid out my focus points for the week. And these 14 days literally flew by. So how I'm feeling? I am actually basking in the afterglow of what I accomplished yesterday. Yesterday is what I will call a full-on power day where I was totally in the flow. When I fell into bed last night, it was pure exhaustion, but it was a good kind. It was a good kind that left a smile on my face because I knew that I left everything out on the court and I accomplished so much yesterday. So today, if you are following the pattern that I have for this 100-day journey, is reflect and project time. If you really want to understand the whole concept of reflect and project, just please go back to my day 7 video and I actually go into detail about why we reflect and project. And just as a reminder, my targets for the last 7 days were to move my Alexa ranking up by 500K and to get 2 sites linking back into my blog and to get 20 visits to my site this week. I'll get to the results in a minute, but before we go there, what did I successfully complete last week? Well, I got the whole DMO thing down, and for those of you who are new, DMO is my daily method of operation, and that included 7 blogs and 7 videos. I know, wow. I'm really sticking to this thing daily, guys. And I also built my value funnel, which is about 50% complete. So I really completed the web pages, and there are 5 of them. In addition, I also need to do 5 videos as well. And then my funnel will be complete and I can move on to the next stage, which is writing the emails. I also added 2 more pages to my top menu, and that's one, a peak mindset page. And that's really, I've told you that I'm watching 1 motivational video every day to keep my mind in the peak mindset. So when I sit down at my computer, before I start working, I watch 1 motivational video. And those motivational videos, I've actually collected them in a playlist that you can find now on my blog under the heading Peak Mindset. And you can go to KarinaWisdom.com, check out 100 Days to 5K, and in that drop down, you'll find Peak Mindset. And there you can catch the same videos that I watch daily to keep myself on top of my game. Because remember, 80% of success is mindset, and the other 20% is actual mechanics. It's actually what you do daily. The second page I created, which I think is very, very key, it's called Celebrate. And it's actually located in the same spot under the top menu, 100 Days to 5K. You'll find Celebrate. And what's the whole point of Celebrate? Well, you need to celebrate your wins. Every single small win that you have, you need to celebrate it. So the subheading for Celebrate is Target, Win, Reward, which is whatever my target is, what date did I make a win for that target, or what date did I accomplish that target, and what is the reward. When you reward yourself for targets, and it doesn't have to be anything like really fancy. It could be like get an ice cream cone, or like my coach, when he was first starting out, whenever he made $100, he would get himself an ice cream cone. and then he was making lots of $100. So he would say, okay, when I make $1,000, he would go out for a nice dinner. And now he's making 50 of those a month. So he had to raise the game again in terms of his reward. And you're actually, when you celebrate your success, who doesn't like a good celebration? Come on. Who doesn't like a bonus or a reward? So you have something to look forward to. There's another one of my coaches. What he actually does is, for example, if he's launching a new product, he knows that he's going to work really, really hard for 2 weeks to get that product together. And he has an agreement with his family. For those 2 weeks, just leave me alone. Let me focus on this product, because as soon as it's done, we're going on a vacation. It's like he does like 10 vacations with his family, almost. Well, maybe I'm over exaggerating a bit, but he does like 5 vacations with his family a year. Imagine that. So they know for 2 weeks to leave him alone, because after that, they are going on vacation. And that's how he rewards himself. Or if he has achieved a certain milestone, he might go and get a massage, and that is how he rewards himself. And when it's interesting, his whole concept, because when you think of goals, you think of like your goal is to build your website, or your goal is to have 1,000 visits to your website daily. Well, his goal is to go on vacation, or to get a massage, or to go take his wife out for a nice weekend at a spa resort. Those are his goals. And then he has his targets, which is how many units of the product he's going to sell, or how much money are they going to make each month. So that's how his goals are fun. He has made the whole thing about goals fun. And yeah, I thought it sort of went off tangent there. So let's just bring it on back. So that's the whole point of the Celebrate page, where I can actually track my progress, my growth, but also look forward to my rewards for each point. So check it out. There's going to be some fun stuff there. And I also registered my blog at one more blog directory. I think it was DMOZ. I will have it listed on the site on my did sheet. And I finally figured out the registration at Technorati. Man, why do they have to make it so difficult? But anyway, I got it done, and I've also written down in detail, step by step, what I did, so you won't have the same issues that I had trying to figure it out. Now we're getting down to the fun stuff. You want to know my results. You want to know, Karina, did you do it? Did you do it? Did you do it? Did you do it? Guess what? Yes, I did. My Alexa ranking moved from last time when I spoke to you 7 days ago. My Alexa ranking was 2,290,453. Now my Alexa ranking is 1,186,012. So my target was to move my Alexa ranking up by 500,000, and I've actually moved my Alexa ranking up by 1.1 million. So this is time to celebrate. Yay me! Woohoo! And in terms of website visits, for the last 7 days, I've had 62 visits to the website, of which 58 of them were new. So my original plan, or my original target, was actually to have 20 visits to the site. And then I upped it to 100 in my enthusiasm, because what I found was after I had done my reflecting project on day 7, the next day, which would be day 2 counting down, if you with me, the next day when I checked, the day before, I had 22 visits to the site. Like, what? How did that happen? So in my enthusiasm, I bumped it up to 100 visits. I'm like, you know what? I did 22 visits in one day. 100 visits is easy peasy. Like, I got this. I got this. So sites linking in, and this is a sad news, it's still 0. Can you believe it? All the work that I'm doing to get sites to link in and it's still 0. I'm almost on the verge of thinking that Alexa is broken, but I am not giving up. I'm keeping focused. I'm pushing and pushing and pushing, and I'm going to be getting those sites linking in. We need them because I know that once we get them, that will push us up on the Alexa ranking even more. So let's keep track of this. Last week I did 2 directories. This week I did another 2 blogging directories. It's still 0 links. That should be 4 links that are linked back to my site from these directories. But then I had another thought that these sites also go through a whole approval process. So it might be a little while still before I see these links coming back. So I might just get up one day and look and like, oh, look, I have 4 new links. So let's see how it goes. I'm still going to continue registering the site at different directories and see how many of these links that I can rack up. There are many ways that you can actually link sites back to your site. I've been researching them. There are paid ways and there are free ways. So I'm using the free strategies, and one of the easiest free strategies right now that doesn't take much of my time, and that's just jumping onto a blogging directory and registering my site there. Now, looking back at all of last week's performance, I would say like, woohoo! I am just super happy. Okay, let me just take a moment to pat myself on the back. I don't know if you're going to hear this, but I'm actually patting myself on the back. Good job, Karina. Because I've consistently completed my DMO. The blog is growing daily, literally, because of course I'm adding blog posts and then I'm adding pages, and I've gotten more visits daily. Compared to the first 7 days, I only had 9 visits, and then in the last 7 days I had 62. So I think in no time I'll be going to 100 per week. And when I start focusing on my traffic strategy, I really expect it to start taking off, because one of the things that I realize is why I actually only got 62 visits instead of meeting and exceeding my target of 100 is last week I realized that I was so focused on getting the traffic to the site. So I was on StumbleUpon, I was on Scoopit, I was registering at these blogging directories to get links back to my site so I can get more eyeballs on the site. And that's actually distracting me from my main goal. And my main goal last week is to build my value funnel. Without the value funnel, there's no point bringing traffic to the site. The whole point of the value funnel is to capture that traffic so that you can continuously communicate with them, build a relationship with them every single day. Now, if I don't have a value funnel, I'm focusing on driving traffic to my site. Okay, yay, there are more eyeballs. But the whole point is the blog is there to attract people and put them into my funnel. So there you have it. I need to build the funnel. So that's why last week I sort of backed off a bit on all my traffic strategies, which were linking into other sites and getting more eyeballs on my site using social bookmarking and content curation sites. So I've backed off that for a bit, and now for these next 7 upcoming days, I'm going to be full on focused on my DMO and on finishing up my value funnel. I also moved up the Alexa ranking, which was really good, and I learned more about how I work each day. And you might have heard me mention it yesterday, my big aha, because I was so focused on getting my DMO done first, and then I would focus on my special project, which was my value funnel. I didn't get as much done on my value funnel as I planned because of my original strategy of getting my DMO done first. I found that I spent so much time getting my DMO done that by the time I got to my special project, there was no energy, no focus, nothing left. So yesterday I flipped everything on its head and I did my special project first and my DMO last. And wow, let me just say, amazing progress. Amazing, crazy progress. So sometimes if you're doing things and they're not working, you might need to just tweak it just a little bit and then you'll see the results. So with all of that in mind, there are actually no official targets for next week, apart from really going flat out and finishing my value funnel, because I only have the videos to make and to write my autoresponder series, which are those emails that go out daily guiding people through the value funnel, and doing my DMO. And now I'm just going to share a quick story with you that I heard from my coach the other day, and it really had me thinking. He talked about this marshmallow exercise that was done years ago. I'm thinking it was in the 70s or in the 80s that this experiment was done, the marshmallow experiment. And what they did, they had a group of 6-year-olds in a room with some adults, and each 6-year-old was given a marshmallow. It was put in front of them. And the adults said to the 6-year-old that we're going to go outside for a bit and we're going to leave you here. If you do not touch the marshmallow, if you do not eat the marshmallow, when we return, you're going to get 2 marshmallows. So all the adults left. And of course, there are some kids who they just can't do it. They just grabbed the marshmallow and gobbled it down, or they licked it, they touched it. And there were the others that actually didn't touch it. They stayed far away from it because they're smart. They want their 2 marshmallows, right? So the adults came back and they did as they promised. For those who didn't eat their marshmallows, they were given 2 marshmallows. What happened was, throughout the years, they followed each of these 6-year-olds through their lives. What they found was the 6-year-olds who actually touched the marshmallows, they didn't turn out that good in life. They were drug addicts, they failed a lot, they were in really, really low-paying jobs, they were not a success. The children who didn't touch the marshmallow, they were all super successful adults. And the whole point of that message is instant gratification. Now ask yourself, if you think about yourself as a child, would you have touched the marshmallow? Because here's the thing about instant gratification, and I'll give you a perfect example of one of my coaches. He had a product that he needed to launch, and it was Thursday night, and he had given someone the job of writing the sales letter for his product. You know that when you go online and you're going to buy a product, they give you this whole page with the information trying to convince you to buy it? Well, that's a sales letter. And he had just finished a coaching session with us, and he lives in London. And the coaching session, he was done like about 11 p.m. He was done with a coaching session, and then he did another session immediately after that, because that was a part of that session, for about an hour and a half. So he finished at about 12:30. And when he left us, he had a cup of coffee and he thought to himself, the product is going to be launched on Tuesday. They really only need this sales letter by Monday. I mean, he could have easily gone to sleep and just dealt with the sales letter on a Friday or on Saturday, because this was like Friday morning. And he said no. He actually called his head business strategist at 1 a.m. and said, bro, let's work on the sales letter. And together they worked on the sales letter until 5 a.m. in the morning. Remember, he worked all day and he did coaching all night. And then he worked on the sales letter until 5 a.m. in the morning. When he was happy with the sales letter, then he went to sleep. And that's what I mean about delayed gratification. Because he could have gone to sleep right away, instant gratification. But no, he worked on the sales letter, knocked it out, get it out of the way because guess what? It's off his plate. He doesn't have to worry about it anymore. He doesn't have to touch it. He doesn't have to think it. He can really sit down and enjoy his weekend with his family. And that's the equivalent of getting 2 marshmallows instead of getting 1. So I hope that you understand the message today, because as you continue with your own journey in your online business, you're going to have to do things that will delay gratification so that you can get things done. You can meet deadlines. You can make targets and then enjoy the reward afterwards. My friends, remember to click like on this video and also to click subscribe to this channel. And in the description below, you'll find a link to my site, KarinaWisdom.com. When you click that link and you jump over there, you'll see my daily did sheet for today, whatever I have successfully completed for the day and the associated blog. While you're there, just plug in your email and click Give Me Access Now, and you'll get instant updates in detail of everything that I'm doing. My friends, thank you again for watching this video. This is Karina from KarinaWisdom.com signing off. Boom.